My toxic boss fired me for poor performance. 3 hours later, she was at my front door begging me to come back. I thought I knew everything about my boss Rachel until the day she showed up at my apartment. Messia streaked down her cheeks, begging me not to quit a job she'd just fired me from. Rachel was the kind of manager who micromanaged everything, from the font size and my emails to how many minutes I spent in the bathroom. She'd hired me 6 months earlier as a marketing coordinator, but treated me more like a personal assistant who also happened to handle a $2 million advertising budget. The final straw came on a Tuesday morning when she called me into her office, still wearing her workout clothes from her 6 a.m. spin class. "Your performance has been unacceptable," she announced, not even looking up from her phone. "This isn't working out. Security will escort you to your desk." I was stunned. Just last week, I'd single-handedly saved our biggest client campaign when their original agency dropped them, but Rachel had already moved on to scrolling through Instagram. "I'll need your laptop and badge," she added dismissively. 20 minutes later, I was sitting in my car in the parking garage holding a box of my desk plants and wondering how I'd explain this to my roommate. My phone had been buzzing nonstop. Apparently half the office was already texting me in shock. I drove home, poured a very large glass of wine at 11 a.m., don't judge, and started updating my Hetzpatine profile. At least I'd never have to deal with Rachel's passive-aggressive sticky notes again. 3 hours later, someone was pounding on my door like the building was on fire. I opened it to find Rachel standing in my hallway, still in those ridiculous workout clothes, looking like she'd been crying for hours. Her perfect blowout was now a messy bun held together with what looked like a paperclip. "Please," she said, pushing past me into my apartment. "I need you to come back right now." I stared at her. "Are you serious? The Morrison account is falling apart," she rushed on. "They called an hour after you left, saying they're pulling their contract unless you personally handle their brand. They don't trust anyone else." Suddenly, everything made sense. Rachel hadn't fired me because of poor performance. She'd fired me because she was threatened by how good I was at my job, and now that good work was about to cost the company $3 million. "That sounds like a you problem," I said, crossing my arms. "I'll double your salary," she blurted out, "and give you your own office, and you can work from home 3 days a week." I couldn't help but laugh. This woman who'd spent 6 months treating me like garbage was now offering me everything I'd wanted, all because she'd realized she actually needed me. "Rachel," I said slowly, "do you remember what you said when I asked for a raise last month?" Her face went white. "She told me I was easily replaceable and that I should be grateful to have any job at all." "I was wrong," she whispered. "I was so wrong." I walked to my kitchen and poured myself another glass of wine, taking my time. Rachel stood there fidgeting with her car keys, probably calculating how much this disaster was going to cost her. Finally, I turned back to her. "I'll take the job, but not with you as my boss. I want to report directly to your boss, and I want everything you just offered in writing by tomorrow morning." She nodded frantically. "Yes, absolutely, whatever you want." "And Rachel," I added as she headed for the door, "next time you want to fire someone for being too good at their job, maybe check if your biggest clients actually need them first." 6 months later, I'm running my own department while Rachel was quietly transferred to a different division. The Morrison account. It's now worth $5 million, and they've recommended us to 3 other major brands. Sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's just being so good at what you do that people can't function without you, even when they're too insecure to admit it until it's almost amyan.